Okay, hi guys. I'm so sorry we are late. I know we are about 13 minutes late, 13 minutes behind schedule, but there was a bit of technical difficulties, but we are good. We are back. We are ready. We are fine. I hope you guys are ready for this session. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be on app development and just stay tuned, enjoy, learn, and be enthusiastic because app development is such a cool skill to have. And if you were at the beginning of our session, you remember that Chika said technology is a superpower. App development is just a branch of those superpowers. Okay, so please embrace this class. Please make welcome your instructor for today, Mr. Abdul Matin, who will be taking us on app development. Lovely to have you. Take it away.
Um, Good afternoon, students. My name is Adeni Jabri Martin. As you all know, if you were in the last cohort of Coderina Lifelog learning section, you know me as Abdul Martin. I took Python in the last cohort, but in this cohort, I'm going to be taking app development, and I hope you enjoy this class with me too. So just stay on and I'm going to introduce you to what app development is and the tools we're going to be using to take app development. So let me share my screen so you can see all we're going to be doing in this session. Okay. So I think you can see my screen now. So I'm going to be taking you. Well, you're officially welcome to the app development class. You're going to enjoy this. It's very interesting. It's simple to learn, so you're going to enjoy this app development class. So let's go over to our slide. Just a minute. Sorry, it's taking some time to open. Okay. So, welcome to our app development class by Coderina. As I said before, my name is Abdul Martin. So, what are we going to be doing in this app development class? One is we're going to be sorry, we're going to be I'm going to be introducing you to app development. I'm going to be introducing you to App Inventor and how to set up App Inventor and using emulators for App Inventor. So if you've done app development before, you will know that some people say you can use tools like Android Studio for app development. uh, but for this program, we're not going to be using Android Studio. I'm going to be introducing you to another tool which you can use for your app development, which is called App Inventor. App Inventor is very easy to use. It's just if you've done your Scratch programming before, you see that this App Inventor is just like your Scratch. It's just drag and drop, so it's very easy to use. Than it's easier than uh, Android Studio because in Android Studio you have to code, you have to use XML and Java. But in this one, you're not going to be using XML and Java. You're just going to go straight to your drag and drop interface and drag some code in which is already in a block. So it's just like a block programming, just like a Scratch. So you're going to be using that block to design your app and to also code your app. So if you have any question about app development, you can ask me. So I'm going to be answering your questions. So for now, so let me show you the I have a definition of app development here. So I'm going to be definition I have is by Wikipedia. I got it from Wikipedia. So you can see the definition of app development. So introduction to app development. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. So I'm going to go full screen now. So can you all see my screen? If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. This is the introduction to the app development, which we're going to be using MIT App Inventor. The App Inventor is developed by MIT. Yeah, MIT. So what is app development? I told you I got the definition from Wikipedia. So according to Wikipedia, mobile app development is the act or process by which mobile app is developed for mobile device. So um, app development is used to develop app for mobile devices such as digital assistants, enterprise digital assistants, or mobile phones. Huh? So this just the definition, just to tell you what app development involves. So what we're going to be using, which is the app inventor, you can use it for design thinking. Is more of teaching you how to how to think, how to what can I say there? Computational thinking, and how to use design thinking too also. So what are the tools for app development? We have different tools for app development. When I started the class, I told you that we can use Android Studio for app development. So Android Studio provide code editing, debugging, and texting tools, all with easy to use and drag and drop interface. So I think for Android Studio too, you have a drag and drop interface too, but it's not like the App Inventor, because for App Inventor you both use your drag and drop to design your app and to code your app. But for Android Studio, you have to use your drag and drop to just only to design, but not to code. So to code it, uh, you have to learn how to write Java. So if you have any question, you can start dropping your question. We also have Fabric. Fabric is the tool used to develop Twitter mobile application. So if you are using Twitter, you see that uh, it's Fabric they use to develop their a mobile app. We have MIT App Inventor, which we're going to be using in this session today. We have IntelliJ IDEA, and we have Rad Studio. We have Unity 3D. Unity 3D is for all your games. So if you've been playing games like COD, which is a Call of Duty. If you playing games like Call of Duty, all those big games, you see it's Unity 3D they used, not your normal app, your normal Android Studio. It's not like your normal app, so it's a big game. So for that app, they use Unity 3D. We have Rat Studio, uh, and we have IntelliJ. IntelliJ is just like your Android Studio, but with some it's they model it in a different way, but it's just like your Android Studio, and it's developed by JetBrains. Okay, so for the MIT app is developed by MIT. It's provided by Google, but now it's maintained by MIT, because Google started the MIT App Inventor, but now it's maintained by MIT. So introduction to App Inventor. Let's introduce ourselves to what App Inventor truly is. I know you're going to get excited to learn how to use the App Inventor. So let's get into what App Inventor is. So during this class, we're going to I think we have to do an hands-on to show you how to use an MIT. We're going to build a simple app. Don't worry, we're going to build a simple app with the App Inventor. So, MIT App Inventor is an online platform designed to teach computational thinking. Like I said before, you can learn computational thinking from using your App Inventor. So it's an online platform designed to teach computational thinking concepts through development of mobile applications. So students can create application by dragging and dropping components into the design view and using visual blocks language to program application behavior. So both your design and your program, it's like a block. So your program is in a block already, so it's easy to just drag it and drop it in your interface, just like the Scratch. If you've done Scratch before, so you see it's just is a little bit uh related to Scratch. So what can we use App Inventor for? So App Inventor can be used to build simple games. You can use App Inventor to build simple games. You can use it to learn computational thinking. You can use it to learn programming. You can even use it to learn how to connect, how to talk to the database, like, and how to talk to web services like Twitter. So if I want to incorporate my Twitter bot into my app, I can use App Inventor. Just like it's, you can use it to build a normal app. It's just like building a normal app, but it's easier to build than other tools. So it's like one of the easiest tools to use. So you can also use, you can't it's not just for building games. You can use it for educational software. You can use it to build quizzes, like for instance, people that want to do WAEC, your jam, your school exam. You can bring in different past questions and different quizzes. You can incorporate. You can make an app that provides quizzes for people to answer or to learn from the past questions you have. So if you're getting me, can you give me a thumbs up so I know you're getting me? And if you want me to go back, if you want me to go back, so just tell me so I can repeat myself. So how to set up the app inventor? So I'm going to be telling you, I'm going to be showing you how to set the app inventor up. It's easy. It's easy to set up. So uh let's to set the app inventor, let's head to the app inventor website, which is http appinventor.mit.edu. So let's go to the site. Mhm. So let's go to the app inventor website. So as you can see, this is the app inventor website. This is where we're going to, because for other tools you have to download the, if it's Android Studio, you have to download the complete Android Studio, which will take a little bit of time. If it's IntelliJ, you have to download IntelliJ. But for App Inventor, they have a site for us already. So in that site, we can create our app on the site. So let me show you how to set up um your App Inventor. So if you have your laptop with you, you can follow me so you can see how I'm going to set up my app inventor. Though I had already set it up on my laptop, but I'm going to do it again. So let's go to get started. You can see resources. I went to resources, then get started. Then as you can see, App Inventor is a cloud-based tool, which means you can build app right in your website, so in your web browser. So you don't need to download anything. You don't need to download the tool. It's already on your web browser, so you can design your app from your web browser. So let's go to the setup instructions. So we can set up your phone or tablet for testing. Okay. So let me click on the setup instructions. So you can set up app inventor and start building apps in minutes. So let's get started with setting up our app inventor. So to use app inventor, we have to do some things. We have to set up some things. So The first one is build app with Android device and Wi-Fi connection. So what that means is there's an app for your phone already, for your Android phone already. So you connect your laptop with your phone through your Wi-Fi. So you download the app. After downloading the app, what you do is you connect that app to your app inventor. So once you're building your app on your browser, you can see it on your phone. You can test it on your phone. So build app with Chromebook. For those using Chromebook, um, if you're using Chromebook, Chromebook was developed by is developed by Google, so it can run Android app. So what you can do is build your project on Chromebook. So you can download the same app for your Android on Chromebook. So if you have a Chromebook, you don't need to download that app for your phone. You can just go to your Chromebook and download the app. So we have option three, which is if you don't have an Android device, use an emulator. So what an emulator is it's just like an Android. It's Android like. It's like a phone. It's a phone like tool for your laptop. So you download the emulator and you can test your app through that emulator. So I'm going to be showing you what an emulator is, and I'm going to be showing you two options here because the other two are not that important. So the fourth one is you can connect your phone through USB. So once you connect your phone through USB, you can test your app. So any question? I'm not getting any question. I'm not getting anything. So the first thing we're going to do now, I'm going to show you how to build with Android device. So I'm going to be building an app on my system, and I'm going to be showing you how it looks on um, my Android device. So let's go to the instructions and see what it says. So what this is saying is you can use App Inventor without downloading anything to your computer. You develop app on website, which is the App Inventor website. Huh? So to do the live testing on your Android device, just install MIT App Inventor Companion app. So the MIT Inventor Companion app, you can just go to your Play Store and click write this on your Play Store so to download the MIT Companion app. I'm going to be showing it to you also. So if you're with me, you see the steps to download the MIT Companion app. So you can see there is a QR code here. To you can just scan the QR code and take you to Play Store so you can download the MIT Companion app. I'm going to show you the MIT Companion app now. Let me show it to you through my phone. So I'm going to show you through my phone now. And let me for me. For me. Okay. So if you're downloading the MIT Companion app, this is how it's going to look like. This is how your MIT Companion app is going to look like. I hope you can see this. I'm going to put it inside the slide, the link to the MIT companion app. I'm going to put it inside the slide so you can see it. Okay. So let's go back to our instructions. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So you can either download it through your MIT companion app, or I'm going to be showing the second option. The second option is using an emulator. So we are going to be using an emulator. But for this lesson, I'm going to be using the Android app. Though I have both. So I'm going to show you how to use both. So to download the MIT emulator for the app Inventor 2. So what you need to do is, as you can see, I went to, if you are on this site with me, if you're on this site with me, as you can see, I went to the instructions for the app, use the emulator. So option 3, which is use the emulator. So you go to the instructions for that. Then if you're using a Mac, you can download, you can click on instructions for Mac. If you're using Windows, you can use click on instructions for Windows, and this is for Linux. So I'm using Windows, so I'm going to click on this. Okay. So these are the instructions to download um, the App Inventor. To see installing App Inventor setup software package. So to download it, just click on this, download the installer. So once you click on it, it's going to download an installer for you. So the next instruction there is locate the MIT App Inventor 2, App Inventor Tools 2.3.0 in your downloads file on or your desktop. The location of the downloads on your computer depends on how your browser is configured. So once you download the installer, locate the installer. Can it be somebody's asking if it can be downloaded on PC? And for the emulator is for PC, it's not for your phone. But for the one I showed you before, it's for your phone. So I there are two options now which I'm going to be using. One is the emulator, which I'm showing you right now, and the other one which I showed you before is the MIT App Inventor companion, which is for your phone. So that one you can, as you're developing your app, you can see how your app is being developed on your phone. But for this emulator, it's going to be showing you how it is being developed on your laptop, on your PC. So use the emulator for PC and use the companion for your Android device. So let me try. So just to show you, let me download the installer. Mine is getting downloaded now. So I'm going to save it right in. Okay. I don't need to download it. I don't need to
specialized for app development that was created at MIT. And it's a block-based language, which means that you're not going to be writing out lines of code, rather you're going to be dragging graphics-based blocks. And because of that, it's a very nice language for kids or just anyone who's new to programming. So to start out, you're going to go to appinventor.mit.edu, and that takes you to this page here. To start building apps, click on the orange Create Apps button in the upper right. And from there, you'll need to sign in with a Gmail account. After you do that, you'll arrive at this page here. If you have not created any apps before, then this will all be blank. These are just apps that I've created in the past. And you can click on any of these here to see your old programs. Now, to make a new app, you're going to click on the Start New Project button in the upper left, and you can enter the name of your project. You're going to want this to be descriptive enough so that you can figure out later on in the future what your app was. And it cannot have spaces, so a nice way of dealing with that is either putting underscores between words or having a capitalization pattern. So I'll call mine new app. And it will automatically bring up this page. Now this looks a little overwhelming at first, but let's break it down. Now right here we have the viewer panel. This shows us what our app screen currently looks like, and it's modeled on an Android phone. Now currently it's all white here, and that's because that we haven't added anything to the app yet, but that will change later. Now on the left is what's called our palette, and this shows all these different things that we can add to our screen. The thing that will be used most often is user interface, and user interface refers to the design of the screen, or what the user can see on it. And there are a lot of things here that should look familiar. We have something like a button, a checkbox, a date picker, which is a way of selecting a date, image, label, and other similar things. So I'm just going to pick button, and to add that to my screen, you just need to drag and drop it. And now this has appeared on our screen. Something else that's changed is that if we look under the components pane, we now also have this thing called button 1 here. Now, clicking on that, we can look under the properties panel, and this shows us a number of properties of this user interface element that we can change. One thing that we can change is the background color, so I can change that to blue. And there are a lot of other things I can change here. I can bold the font, I can italicize the font, I can change the font size and make it bigger. I can change what's actually in the text, so I can say click there. And depending on what the item is that's on your screen, you're going to have a different set of properties that you can tweak. These are just the ones for buttons. Now, continuing on the left, you'll notice that there are these little question marks here, and this will come in handy a lot because these give you a brief overview of what that thing is. So say I have no idea what it means by list picker. I can click on this and it will tell me what it is. And if I want more information, I can click on this link here. And this takes me to the official MIT documentation. So it will give me all the different properties. So you remember seeing those for the button, a brief overview, and other useful pieces of information. Now, user interface elements aren't the only thing in my palette that I can add to the screen. There are a few other things as well. There's layout, so that allows us to control the placement of our elements on our screen. Again, if you want to learn about these, you can just click the little question marks there. There's media, and this deals with things like pictures and videos and sound. There's drawing and animation, so if you want any sort of graphics on your app. Sensors are things like location sensor, orientation sensor, proximity sensor. Then we have social, so you can pick an email, a contact, a phone number. There's storage. This will be important later with more complex apps. You'll want some way of storing data, and you can do that using TinyDB here. There's connectivity. This will come in handy as well. And then the last three you don't really need to worry about unless you're working with Lego Mindstorms. Now what I've showed you here is actually only half of the MIT App Inventor interface. You'll see that there's this option here where we can click on either designer or blocks. Right now we're in the designer option, meaning we're designing our screen, but we can't actually do any programming here. The programming comes in the blocks panel. So if you click on that, that brings up this entirely new screen. The majority of the screen is taken up by the viewer. This shows where our code will go. So right now it's white, but once we drag code blocks, we'll start having a more complicated layout here. The other thing going on here is blocks. And blocks are code segments in App Inventor. There are a few different types. You'll see there's built in here, and there are a whole bunch of different categories. We have, for example, math, which deals with math-related blocks like numbers, addition, multiplication, etc. There's text, so we can split text, we can replace things in text, and variables. So this is a way of storing values. Now, there's also blocks that are specific to certain elements on your screen. So, for example, with our button, there are a number of blocks that have to do with that button. So there's this block that says when button one dot clicks, so we can make something happen when our button gets clicked. We can change the background color, we can change the font bolding, and a whole bunch of other things there. And similarly to how we dragged elements to our user interface, here we can drag blocks to our screen, and then we can build our code from there. To delete code, you just need to drag it to the trash can in the lower right. The last thing here is that we can have multiple screens to our app. You'll see that there's this add screen button up here. So if we want an additional screen, we can click that, enter in the screen name, and that will appear. And then to navigate between screens, you use this little drop-down menu here. The other thing is that we have this panel up here. We have help, so this has tutorials, troubleshooting, forums, so that's a good resource if you're ever stuck. There's build, so this allows us to download a form of our app that can then be put on phones permanently. There's connect. AI Companion is if you have an Android device with the AI Companion app installed. And with that, you can click this, either put in the code or scan the barcode, and your app will appear on your phone. There are a few other options here that are used less frequently. There's the emulator, so this is a way of running the code directly on your computer, and there's the USB method. This reset connection here, I use this often when I'm using the AI Companion app because
Okay. Hello. So, sorry for the interruption. So, I had this little network issue there. So, I had a network issue. So, let's get back to where we stopped. Let me share my screen again so you can see. Okay. Okay. So, I was talking about installing the MIT App Inventor 2, MIT App Inventor tools 2.3.0. So, I have installed mine. So this is it. So I've installed my. This is it. So, I'm going to click finish now. Okay. Just because I have installed it before, it's showing me that I've previously installed it. So, so this is what we're going to get after installing the tool. After installing the App Inventor tool, this is what we are going to get. I hope you can see this. So, this is what we are going to get. So, to download the emulator now, after you have to download this first. So after downloading this, I've downloaded this now. So to get the emulator now, so you're going to go to your uh so your local disk on your PC. You're going to go to your local disk on your PC. Then after that, go to Program Files. Then look for App Inventor. I've seen App Inventor here. So as you can see, this is where my AI starter is. This is what I just showed you here, AI starter. So this is where my emulator is. You can see the emulator application here. So this is what we're going to be using for our testing. So let me just briefly show you how the emulator works. So let's create a very simple app. So just to show you how the emulator works. So you have to log in with your email. So I already have an account. You have to create an account if you don't have an account with them before. So I already have an account. So you can see this is the apps I have done using the MIT, using the App Inventor. So this is a mole game. This is a simple mole game I made using this App Inventor app. So let's start a new project. Start a new project. So let's call the new project let me see, let's call it just let's just name it app. Okay, so it's going to create a new project for us. So this is the interface you're going to be using to to create your app. As you can see, we have the palette, we have the viewer, we have components, and we have properties. So this is the user interface. So we can drag from this user interface and bring it to our screen. So anything we put here is what is going to be showing on our phone. On our phone. So anything we put here, so I drag the button and put it here. So it's going to be showing on our phone. So we can, this is where all our components is going to be. As you can see, we have the screen, which is this screen here, and we have the button component just because I put the button component there. If I drag another thing here, you'll see that it's going to show here. And this property means any I can design this little components here. This component here, this is where I can design everything. You can see if I do a font bold, it's going to get my font to bold. So font italic, you can see it's changing my font. I can increase the size of my font. So I increase, so you can see it has increased. And if I want to delete any component from my phone, I can just come down here. You can see in this component section, I can come down here and either rename my component or delete my component. So I don't need this, so let me delete it. And also we have media component, the media. So this media is where you can upload any file, your image file, your audio file, any file you need. This is where you can upload those files. So I'm going to try to upload a file now. Let me see what can I upload. Let me upload this. So okay, so I'm going to be using this as the background my for my button. So let's design our button. So if you scroll down in the property section, you're going to see um, background color, font bold, font italic, font type, the height. So let's set our width to few parents. You can see what I set my width to few parents. It's few the screen. So image. So let's give it an image. You can see the file I uploaded before. It's also showing here. So I can just click on OK. So you can see my image, my button as an image now, as a background now. So I'm going to delete. I don't need this text anymore. So I'm going to delete the text. Okay. So that's all for our button. And let's bring in a label. So let's bring in a label and design our label also. So what can we name let's a label is just you can put in a text for the label just to tell the app what to do. Now I want my label to tell the person operating the app that please click on the B. So this is a B. So I want it to the person to touch the B. So I'm going to write touch the B. So you can see um uh my text have changed. Okay, so I'm going to set this to few parents also and increase the height. So let's increase the height to maybe 200 pixels. I'm sorry, that's too much. So let's change it to maybe like 50. I think 50 should be okay. Okay, that's it. Then let's increase our font size to I think 25 should be okay. Okay. Then let's change our background color to gray. You can see my background color has changed to gray. And let's also put our text. Let's align our text to the center. So my text is already in the center. So this is telling me that I should touch the B. Okay. So anybody that sees this, that sees our app, is going to know that, oh, I have to touch this B. So it's going to touch the B. So what I'm going to do now is uh since I've installed my emulator, because sometimes the emulator can give you problem. That's why I say you can also use your phone, your MIT companion. So you can also use your MIT companion. So in the next class, I'm going to be showing you how to use your MIT companion and also how to build a simple game using this MIT app inventor. So let me just quickly show you how to use the emulator. So as you can see, sorry, let me show you again. I click on connect here, then you can see the emulator. You can see AI companion. This is for phone. This is if I want it to show me my app on my Android device. I'm going to click on this. This is for the USB and this is for the emulator. So this is my emulator. Let me click on it again. So starting Android emulator. This may take, so let's wait for it to start up the emulator. um Someone is asking if I'm using an app or a website. I'm using a website. So you get the presentation. So you see that it's a website. The link to the website is there. So the website is appinventor.mit.edu. So if you're just joining, just go to app.mit.edu. Then you can click on the create app so you can join this class. So our app inventor is starting. Oh, it's opened twice. So this is our emulator. You can see it's just like a mobile phone. So you can see it's just like a mobile phone. So this is where we're going to be testing our app. So it can sometimes you can the app inventor have a little issue. So that's why I said we're going to be using our phone to test the app. So it's giving taking a little bit of time. Okay. Ariyo, you said you don't. What don't you understand? Please, Ariyo, what don't you understand? Okay, the app is on the MIT Companion. It's on Play Store. So if you want to download the MIT Companion, it's on Play Store. So you can go to Play Store and search for MIT App Inventor Companion. But let me explain something to you. I think you don't get. For developing your app, you can see the emulator is having a problem, so we're not going to be using the emulator. We're going to be using our companion. So for developing your app, you're going to go to you go to a website called appreventor.mit.edu. That's where you're going to be developing your app. So that's for developing our app. But for testing our app, you're going to need an emulator, just like your normal WhatsApp. For instance, if you want to develop a chatting app like WhatsApp, we are going to be using this this interface to develop our WhatsApp. But to test our WhatsApp, we are going to be using it on our phone. So we're going to be using that WhatsApp on our phone. But for developing it, this is what we are going to be using, the MIT App Inventor interface, which is on the website appinventor.mit.edu. So I hope you understand now. So please, you can that's the end of this class. So in the next class, we are going to be taking we are going to be um, creating a game, and I'm going to show you how to use the MIT app companion. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next class. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit some explanation of what we did in this class because I had an internet problem. So I'm going to be showing you a little bit of what we did in this class in the next one.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdulmatin. That was an awesome class. And I'm excited because it was App Inventor. So when I saw app development, I didn't know it was going to be App Inventor with the taught, and I'm really, really happy about that. You guys are going to enjoy App Inventor. Just be resilient about it, and you'll be app developers in no time. So, guys, now we have a class on cybersecurity. Last week, we were meant to have a class on cybersecurity, and unfortunately, we couldn't because some things didn't go as planned. But the class is happening like right now. So the class is happening now. I'm sure Corina is going to put the link. Okay, Corina has put the link to the cybersecurity class in the comment section. So please do head on over to our cybersecurity class so you can learn more about being safe on the internet. Bye, guys.